Salutations, friends. Salutations indeed, and welcome to X-Men Legends, the commentary. Just kind of going this on the fly. I figured I wanted to do this for a while. I don't know if anybody LPers have ever done commentary like this. They probably have by now, like commentate over their old videos, but just figured I'd do something to kind of help and maybe answer some questions, kind of a little behind the scenes, behind the thought process of how I got started with LPs in general, and how this video came to be, and how where Noah came to be, and all that. This was originally supposed to come out around Christmas time to New Year's Day. I think I settled on like the 1st of January it was gonna drop, so it would be like an easy date to remember for when I did like anniversary LPs. Like I would remember, like, okay, it's been a year since I've done this. I'm like, so I think what happened was, because of that, I had to wait, because the Hapag HD PVR. Oh, you can hear me open my soda in the background. Sorry about that. And also with the background, I don't know how well it's gonna be, because I didn't know about the whole editing process and cutting that well or anything. So you're gonna see like loading screens as well, not like the later ones, because I'm still kind of relatively new at this. But anyway, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, the Hapag. I managed. It was a Christmas present, but unfortunately I got the wrong one. I got the PVR 2, which doesn't work, which wouldn't let me record for a PS2 game, so I had to get the first one, because that was a little more like, I guess because it was like older model, I guess it was like more used to certain stuff like that. And then that still took a while. Once I got that, I had to, because I didn't have any composite cables, so I had to wait like even longer to get those. So I was like, so going this, I was already like, alright, let me calm down, let me start up again, and let me see what kind of LP I was going to do. And honestly, the first LP I was supposed to do was Final Fight Streetwise, because I had played that game at least maybe 4 or 5 times and knew it like the back of my hand, and felt like confident enough to actually have that be, to actually LP that, to maybe where kind of with that. But then I saw Two Best Friends do it, and I'm like, It's something I would come back to later, but maybe this was a good choice as well, because of how lengthy this game was, being an RPG and being something I was very passionate about, like the entire like series from this Legends 2 and the Ultimate Alliance series. I figured with a lengthy RPG like that, I would be able to have more time and more opportunities to like learn the process of like commentating and editing and just putting it all together and trying to maybe a little bit better than before. I'm still kind of I still find sometimes I get like scatterbrained and won't think of things to say, like even in a commentary like here. If I don't like what I say, I'll just drop it and just like do a different take or whatever. So I'm trying my damnedest to try not to mess this up this time, and I've already messed it up like twice, maybe 3 times, I don't know. Sorry if you can hear the game audio. I can like, it's weird, I'm hearing like the sirens, and I know it's coming from the computer, but it feels like so real. It's like I'm looking around from my side thinking like, oh shit, what's going on outside? Oh man, sorry about that. Yeah, originally these came from Windows Movie Maker. I think Windows Live Movie Maker, even, of all places, which is, I think, is even more than the actual just Windows Movie Maker when I started doing these. Then a friend of mine, I think it was Euron or Candy, got me on I think it was Euron who taught me how to use Camtasia. That's where all my videos come in now, from that process. When I started doing LPing, well, how it originally came about from like a year or 2 ago was again from Streetwise, and I'm like, maybe I can talk about this, but then I'm like, I can't think of shit on the fly to say in commentary and all that, so I will just like, maybe not. It came up again, the conversation about the idea for me doing LPs was like, it was either Kind of Sky or Phantom's streaming some game or something like that. And I was in the background on Newgrounds playing the new, or it was either Newgrounds or like the new demo or like the new additions to Super Mario Crossover. It was an excellent game, by the way, in case you didn't know that. ExplodingRabbit.com. Shilling. Anyway, but that's what it originally came from. I was doing that, and in the background you could just hear me like, "Oh God, there's Goombas everywhere," or something stupid like that, and everyone was having a good time in the background, just laughing their asses off. Oh yeah, I say something here about Sly Cooper and the the Thieves of Time, the Sly Cooper PS3 game, which I still haven't played since this because the 6-axis controls fucking piss me off so much. Hate that.
Why 6-axis controls in a game?
Why 6-axis controls in a game, indeed? I can't think of any other PS3 game that actually does that since. So maybe my pleas didn't fall on deaf ears. I like to hope. But anyway, I was in the background with the Scream just screaming about stupid shit. It's like, oh God, there's Goombas everywhere, and stealing Casey Nixon's scream and whatnot. And I think Phantom spoke up and it's like, man, I can't wait for like when you start doing LPs. It's like, you should get into that maybe. And I'm like, I don't know. I've never really like should I do like maybe I do like, I mean, I play video games like a lot. Like my earliest memory is just playing video games, man. Like since the ColecoVision and Atari days, like it's a long time ago. And I think it was like either, I'm like, okay, well, I can't think of much to say for some things, so I guess I'll do post commentary. And I guess I kept playing, kept screaming in the background, making everybody laugh, and I'm like, yeah, I don't think I think KZ was like, yeah, you should do like commentary like on the fly, because that's just hilarious what you're doing right now. And I'm like, okay. And I think it's something I've actually settled into actually as I started playing these games. Like I can't do it like post commentary for things anymore because I'm actually worse there. Like I've had like even this commentary I've had to do like several takes. I gotta say, I love this interface a lot more than X-Men Legends 2. Like, the text is a lot better, everything's, like, crisper, everything's a lot clearer, the text. Like, the second game was, like all the, it's, like, big, bold, italicized white text. It's all, like, kind of smudged together from far away. It looks, lazy! I'm just saying. Like, this, I think, just looks overall better, like, this interface here. Especially with, like, the whole blue kind of thing. I guess they were going for, like, the X-Men movie, the first one that came out, which I think is where most of these outfits come from for, like, the X-Men characters. Like, the all black, like, most of these characters wear until you actually get to, like, alternate costumes for this game, which I didn't show off. I think they're, like, because they're all endgame anyway, but they don't really offer all that much. It was the later games that did that. That's not to say I don't like Legends 2. Legends 2 offered a couple of things. I just like Legends 1 a little bit better just because I think just by looks, the interface, and the especially how the powers work in this game, which, if I didn't mention before, at the end of Legends 2, that powers on their, like, they're separate. They don't, like, chain off and become different things. Like in the case of Storm, let's say, like she starts off with like a lightning based attack, and in this game, like later, like see how like Wolverine, you can see like his brutal slash becomes eviscerate. They're not separate powers, they build up to them, they become stronger over time as you put points in them. That I liked, and that I wanted to see. I was disappointed to not see that in Legends 2, which kind of made some characters a little less than stellar. It kind of actually made Storm actually kind of subpar, in my opinion, where I don't think I even used her all that much in the second game, whereas in this one I used her all. Like, anytime I needed a flyer or something like that just to do crazy damage, because once I got that was my go-to, like that lightning thing, just because it hit multiple enemies and took out crowds really quickly. I needed like a good crowd killing power, and that was like, okay, I'm gonna use that. That's why even though I said, like, at the beginning of Legends 2, like with Nightcrawler's thing, where if you don't have any mutant powers, it doesn't matter, you can just put points into that and it'll cost you nothing as long as you don't put points into the other thing. That was my go-to for Legends 2, and initially I felt bad about that. I'm like, wow, I'm using this power too much, even after I said I would, but it's like, I gotta get through these areas quickly, grab all this shit, and get out of here. And again, it's the only game I can think of, Legends 2, that has, like, items you can grab in the final boss room. Like, I think it's the only game that does that, to be honest. I can't think of any other ones. If you guys can, let me know. But to my knowledge, that's... Yeah, I didn't see this in a while. I guess annotations don't save because I know I forget what I put in here or something like that. Annotations, those came about because I figured, because again, it's like, okay, even if I don't have really good commentary, I can't think of anything to say, I can just put them there to kind of cover my ass a bit. Like these early videos, it's just like annotations all the goddamn time, to whereas like later videos, it's just like, in case I forget something, to explain something, like as far as items go, or what that certain item does. Like I can put that in an annotation to be fine. Like early on, I was using annotations like just dumping it all over my videos, and I'm like, later I'm like, yeah, I got a lot of these videos, I don't want to use that many annotations. I don't want to go through that process of, because what it is, it's like, because I'm very cautious when I come to like LPs. Like I know a lot of you, some of you LPers out there are like, yeah, you'll chug out like 3, 4, 5 videos and then cut that up commentary and be done with that and just have like just be ready for the week. I prefer to do these, the way I do it is like one at a time. I'll just sit down, do the recording, and then like, because again I gotta go then to my editing room floor with like the on Camtasia and like do all my edits, like cut things out, or if I think of a joke I can stick something in, maybe even like that. Like that Chris Jericho pick in one of the earlier X-Men Legends 2 videos. That song there. But yeah, this was early on. I didn't know about the cutting yet, so it was a little weird. That's why this video's... I'm surprised this got as many views as it did, though. Like, starting out, I was like... This was one of my more bigger videos. I got about 300 views, I think. I think my most viewed... it's close to 10,000 views is the level 3 specials video I did for Galactic Wrestling. Already you can see like the boss fight. This is why I started the cutting process, because of these loading screens, because it takes the surprise out of it. If you are playing this game yourself, you'll see them, but I'm like, you know, people might not have seen this game. I kind of want them to be surprised, like kind of do these games. That was originally the thing with Streetwise as well. I could LP that so no one else would have to, because I realized its limitations, but I personally found the game a lot of fun, and I think it's what started the whole... I think that and me liking Quest 64 was the whole beginning of, like, Renault likes weird games, like games no one else will like, and you know what? I'm fine with that, because I can look past... I feel good about that. Like, I can look past maybe certain games' shortcomings and kind of dial it down to, like, okay, did I have fun playing this? Like, fuck the controls, fuck the graphics. Did I have fun playing this game? And if I did, if I enjoyed it, I'm like, that's good enough for me. Yeah. And I guess that was... I came up with this concept, this little motto for gaming of mine since the N64 days. I think it was like 13, 14 when I just came up with... The best kind of game you can play is an addictive one. Is one where you just have fun and you don't give a shit about, and you don't give a damn about anything else. And I think that's true of not just games, but I think of anything. Like there's like, I guess that's where guilty pleasures come in or something like that. But I wouldn't consider them guilty pleasures, to be honest. But yeah, I think I was still kind of far away from my mic. I had to like move things around. I'm like right up against this mic, so I don't know what it'll do for like popping or something like that. I'm still a little... Like, I still don't know how that works, because... Well, I'm no expert on the subject or anything like voices or whatever. But yeah, this was before the cutting or whatever, so... Like, even going a different direction, you'll see later sometimes I'm like, okay, now I'm this way, now let's go this way and grab this item. Instead of just finding shit for me to do. Wow, he's loud. I'm sorry. Yeah, didn't know the process. Still a little. I'm new. I'm breaking my Let's Play cherry with this exact video, so to speak. Thankfully, the whole date thing still worked out, because this came out like a. I don't know if I mentioned it before, but it came out a day before Valentine's Day, February 13th. This video dropped, so I'm like, oh, okay, I'll be able to remember that. Just getting things together while doing that. What else is there to say, really? I did have to originally do this. I don't really time these all that often. Like some videos will sometimes be like 18 minutes or 20 minutes or something like that. That's usually around my like cutoff time. Like if it's around like 18, 20 minutes long. Like I used to do these like in one go. Sometimes with like certain loading screens, if I can like, or if there's like multiple loads of things. Because again, I only do these like one at a time, and then I go to the cutting, and then I put it up, and then I upload, and then Camtasia has to do its thing where it like turns it into a MP4 for the HD, and then from there I put it on YouTube, and then I look over my notes to see if, okay, I said this, I put this in, so this time from like these minutes to these minutes, put this in annotation explaining what this does, what we found, what you can find here, stuff like that. But yeah, I don't really have a whole process for like timing. I'm not looking at like my watch or anything. Most of these videos, like, what my process for that goes is, I will, before I actually make the video, I will go through it one more time as to like a rough, kind of like a rough draft or a rough run, and think about like, what am I gonna say here? What am I gonna talk about here? What kind of commentary can I put here? What kind of joke can I make here? You know, it's stuff like that. And sometimes that doesn't always work because, you know, the LP curse and everything, I guess, or chalk it up to whatever you want, because sometimes there's like bullshit you're not thinking about the second time going through, because things do happen. Like you get lost, or shenanigans happened with the game, which is one of the videos. Sometimes they take too long or whatever. And I usually try and do these videos when I'm in a good mood or something like that. I try not to. Like lately this year, I've been trying super hard to try and rush these out as best I can. And even that was like. But anyway, I'm coming up on my time limit for the video, and it feels like a good time to stop as any, because I'm just going to start rambling from then on. So, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy.